Hi boys and girls, Mr. John from the Union West Regional Public Library, and today I want to talk to you about how to make your own comic book or magazine holding box. If you're like me, I love comic books, I love magazines. I've got sports ones, I've got archaeology ones, and I've got comic books. Comic book boxes are a great way to keep them stored on your shelf so they're easy to find. You can keep them in order and they don't get smashed up by other things. So let's get started. To make sure that we're ready to do this craft, I've laid out everything we're going to need for today's craft. So you're going to need a ruler. It doesn't matter if it's inches or centimeters or whatever, you just need it for the straight lines. You're going to need a pencil or a pen. I prefer the pen. You're going to need glue and tape, scissors, colored paper. I picked a tan color for this one. The colored paper will be used to fill in the gaps that the other paper doesn't get, and I'll show you that later. A cardboard template of a triangle, and I measured this one against the corner of a cereal box, which is the next thing you're going to need. See how that fits right there like that. So when I'm ready to cut my corners, I can just flip it over on each side and get the same result. And then, maybe most importantly, besides the box itself, you're going to need something to wrap the box in. You can use wrapping paper. Here's some really cool Star Wars wrapping paper, even though it's got little snowflakes on it, still pretty cool. Maps, old maps are good wrapping paper, provided no one needs them still. Or I was able to print out these really cool pictures, and because I want to cover this box for my archaeology magazines, I'm probably going to use an Indiana Jones picture, and I'm going to use these old hotel and travel tags to decorate it as well. So for purposes of this video, I've already gone ahead and made a box, and it's filled with a bunch of comic books from Free Comic Book Day, which we haven't had yet this year, and hopefully we will have it later this year. But I took some printouts. This one has some superheroes on it right here, and I just glued that on there and folded it around the side that I made on the cut here and taped it all down. And I took another cover right here and printed it out and glued it onto the box. And then I used some colored paper to cover the other parts. And on this part right here that's going to face out on the shelf, I'm going to write F C B B. Free Comic Book Day. Now I know these are the comic books I got for Free Comic Book Day, and when I go to the shelf, I can find them easy. Now let me take the comic books out of there. And what we've done is we've taken a cereal box, like this one right here, and we've cut off the flaps on the top, and then I made a cardboard template of a triangle. See that right there? And I made one, and I laid it down on the box, and I took my pen and I marked my line across there. Same triangle, I flip it over and I flip the triangle over so it's the same, and zoom right down the side there. And now what I will have is the same cut on both sides, and keeps it nice and neat and uniform looking. Alright, now that we have everything laid out and we know what we need and what we want to do, first step is to take these flaps off the box, and I'm going to use the scissors for that. If you're younger, you may want some help with this or some supervision from your mom or dad or whoever's taking care of you at the time. We're going to remove those flaps. There are 4 of them to take off. Now the next thing we want to do is, this box is pretty tall. We want to make sure that this box is the right height, or do we need to take a little bit off before we put our triangle on there and put the slant on the box? Okay? So we're going to get a magazine. There's one of my archaeology magazines right there. And it's a little tall. Okay? So it's a good thing to have the pen. I'm going to come out here, I'm going to mark all the way across my box. I'm going to come over, I'll flip it over and do the same thing here. And I want to do the sides too. I want to make sure that everything lines up nicely and neatly before I have to cut my slant into this. Now we know where we're going to cut. Next part is, once we've got our box down to level, is to decide, do we put the paper on first or do we cut the slant? This box, I chose to cut the slants first and then cover it in paper so the paper wraps around. This one, I might try something a little different with this one. I'm thinking of putting the paper on first. See, that covers the whole side of the box right there, so that'd be a good fit. And then put the slant on there, whichever way it goes. All right, let's give that a try. Now I will say, when you decided what paper you're going to use and how it's going to lay out, try it out on the box and look at where your triangle will go over that, cut that part away, because you're not going to see that part. Then the next step is to glue it, and you don't have to be perfect with it, but the more glue you get over more of the paper, the better it's going to stick to the box. The other thing is, the bigger the paper, the faster you have to work, because the glue that you put down early will start to dry. So I'm going to lay this down really quick. And I've got hand on the inside of the box, and the other hand on the outside. You can press them together and make sure that glue gets pressed down really good. And then later, these seams that may still want to stand up because the glue just isn't holding them, we'll go over those with tape. Alright, so that's our first side. We'll do the second side, and then we'll make our cut. And I've decided on this one, I really don't want to cut out the face and the name like that. So I'm probably going to flip it and I'm going to push it over to this side. Okay, so I'll still be able to see our person here. The other one, when I put on the other side here, we'll have the name cut off, put the person in the title. Still be exact, so this would be a good looking picture. Okay, let's do that. Now our box has been covered on both sides with the paper that we had selected, and you see this area right here on the back that's still got some cereal box showing on it. Right now I'm not going to worry about this too much because this end is going up against the back of the wall on the shelf. But this end right here is where I've put the colored paper, and on that colored paper I've written out the names of the magazines that are going in here, and I added in the travel sticker for the Hotel Arcadia in Athens, Greece. It's an old city, and I figure it's the kind of place where an archaeologist might stay. To finish this all off, I've added tape along the edges because this just gives it a much more polished look than just seeing the cardboard from the cereal box there on the edges. I think once the magazines are in, it's going to look really good and sharp. Well, my friends, that about wraps things up. I'm going to start putting my magazines in here and my comic books. And like I said, if you made one of your own, we'd love to see it. We miss you guys. We hope to see you guys real soon. We're working on it. So in the meantime, remember to follow the rules, keep your distance, wash your hands, and we will talk to you later.